Clean Freaks podcast. Hey, Thurman. Hey, all right. Hosting and view. We, excuse me. We have Joe Hollins today with us this morning, today, and he's going to give us an interview on his experiences as an entrepreneur and running his company. Joe, if you would tell us the name of your business and your name and name of your business and some things about you, if you don't mind.
All right. Name of my company is, it's a long name. It's Clean and Thankful Cleaning Services, LLC. We got started, we've been in business about almost 2 years now. I think March or April make 2 years in business on our own. I got started, I've been in the cleaning industry since about 2006, when I graduated high school in '04. But we did some through the summer, and that's what sort of got me into it, with stripped and waxed, and, through the summer when I was in high school. And then I just sort of fell in love with it, stayed in it, got in and out of it a little bit there. At a point in my life there between 2007 and 8, and, went to go into construction. And, I have a visual impairment, so it was hard to get on any construction site. So, I was like, hey, I'll just keep on in the cleaning industry. And, one thing led to another. Worked for different companies here in the area, in Jeffersonville, Louisville, Kentucky area, and here I am. So
Yes.
it's a great experience. I love it.
That's awesome. And I actually got a chance to see some of your growth, and I believe in even starting, getting started in your business. That's awesome to see that, to see that growth and to see that growth. And I apologize again. The area that you service, you said is in the Kentucky and in the.
Kentucky and Southern Indiana.
Okay, all right, that's awesome. And you said you've been doing your business for 2 years now.
Yeah, 2 years. We've been doing mostly subcontract work, a lot of it, and then we've tried to build up some clientele on our own, here and there.
That's awesome. Yes, okay. What gave you the idea of starting your business?
I just, I've been into it for, years, and I was like, hey, the wife got laid off, and, she wasn't making income because of COVID, and I was like, fear, sort of set in. I was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, and, we went about a year without her working, and I was like, I really got to do something. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start my own company. Because I've told her for years, I've told the wife, I really want to open my own company. And she's like, okay, just go ahead and do it. So here we are.
That's awesome. I know myself. I started out worked for a company in high school, and then I ended up working for a family member. He had his own company or a janitorial franchise, and I worked for him. So I definitely can see that, understanding that. One of the I like to ask you is what are some of the services that you offer in your company?
We offer, our main is, I guess, janitorial, but we also do, floor work, VCT, strip and wax. We do, buffs, and we also do some move outs, apartment cleaning. Like they're moving out, we'll clean them up. But mostly we try to stick with commercial. We also do carpet cleaning, tile grout cleaning, pretty much any type of floor, except hardwood. We're going to get there. We're just not where we want to be to start trying to offer that service.
Same here with the hardwood. It's very, very limited for me, the things I do with hardwood.
Right.
Yeah, very limited. Just mostly cleaning, mostly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot to that hardwood from what I see, a lot to that. It sounds like maybe floor care, maybe possibly a niche service that you offer. Is that maybe a niche service?
Yeah.
That's awesome. What would you say maybe for like a percentage wise of a breakdown of the services that you offer, more or less, with janitorial, floor work, or strip and wax?
Most of our work, to be honest, is mostly strip and wax.
Really? Okay.
That's most of what we do right now, anyway.
Yes, it is. Strip and wax is there's a lot to that. Yeah. It can be a lot of money in that too as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And I ask you is what's some of the things that you do that you can let us know, tell us as far as getting clients or anything, or marketing your business.
Right now, we've done a little bit of Facebook marketing, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not the sharpest pencil in the box, but we've done some Facebook marketing, and really it hasn't really took off nowhere. Most of what we've gotten clients, which ain't many, but what we've got on our own, we've mostly went out and passed out flyers, and gave them a flyer or gave them a card, taped it on their
Mm-hmm.
door, and some people were, they're, probably don't think it's the way to go, but it's just what we've done, and it's worked for us just to put out business cards.
Okay, that's awesome, man. So the flyers and knocking on doors that still works then today. Huh?
Yep. Yep.
All right. Uh, I know some people. There's so many different other strategies that they come up with, and the SEOs and a lot of those different initials. So many different things now, but just knocking on doors, passing out flyers. So that definitely is a let someone know there's a low cost marketing,
Right.
strategies that still works to today.
Right.
To the day.
And what works here in this area, for me, it may not work for the next guy that's, you know, 2 cities over. It may not work for him. He may do better with Facebook ads.
Hmm.
So,
There was a period of time that we was doing decent on Facebook ads, especially more like one-offs, strip and wax or carpet jobs or some carpet cleaning and stuff
mm,
like that from Facebook ads. Today, it seems like it for us at least maybe more residential, and we really don't really do. We try to stay to the commercial. Yeah, definitely stay in commercial, so I can definitely see that. What
yeah.
about Google? I'm sorry.
I said I love the commercial side of the industry, cleaning industry.
Me too. Definitely try to stay in the commercial side. Sometimes we will do some residential. If we do, usually like a move in, move out cleans or Airbnbs, a few of those that we do
Now, we've
sometimes.
also had a little bit of residential carpet cleaning. Just dabbled in it with low moisture. We haven't really done a whole lot with, trying to, stay in, get, work every day.
Hmm.
I just like to, me personally, I'd rather stay in the commercial. It's a little more, you got more square footage, and especially, where I don't drive, where I got a visual impairment, I try not to, I don't want to have to depend on all the time having someone, we do an hour job here and then someone has to go with me and, let's go to the next job.
Gotcha. I understand.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's cool. All right, that is awesome. And and I know you mentioned subcontracting. Is
Yeah.
that something that you would recommend to someone that's maybe starting out as the
Definitely.
subcontracting?
I would really recommend subcontract work. If you're just starting out, and you're trying to get your foot in the door, you know, subcontract work. Um, I'd talk to that contractor and be like, hey, this is what I would, this is what we're doing, because we've got a YouTube video and our YouTube channel, and so what we do, when we go in to do a sub job, we're like, hey, do you mind? And you'll get some of these cleaning companies. They're like, no, we don't want you to, to promote your company, which that's
Mhm.
understandable. But you can also get before and after pictures, put them on your Google My Business page, put them on your Facebook page, so that sort of shows the rest of the world, hey, where they're working. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Definitely, definitely, and I recommend my to a lot of people that ask me, as far as tips or advice. I always recommend them to speak to some of the franchises out there in their neighborhood. At least speak to them, and even if they don't go that route, and definitely to get business to now is maybe think about subcontracting for a bigger company. Yeah.
Right.
Uh,
I mean, sub work can keep you floating. I mean, it can keep you going, and
hmm.
not beat the money you want to make, but at this, at this time, it'll help you go until you can get on your own. It's they're feeding you what they're doing when you go out there. You just got to be patient and keep going.
Hmm. I agree. I agree. They definitely can keep you going. There's been times, I know, especially a couple of years ago during the shutdown. I think it one most of the work that we were doing was through other bigger companies, contractors.
Hmm.
So we were subbing out. Definitely can see that's definitely important. Also, one issue is what do you, social media? I know you mentioned. I heard you mention Google and Facebook. How important is that to you, and what's some of the strategies that you may use in social media?
I mean, right now we use Facebook, we use YouTube. Um, we're also on TikTok and Instagram, but we're really on YouTube. Doing a lot of videos. I'd rather do videos than that's my favorite thing to do. So YouTube and Facebook's really where I'm really at. We do post over in Instagram and TikTok, but um, they're good sources, to make, let people know, hey, you're, if, update it, at least I update it, maybe twice a week. And that's just me. There are some companies, if you go back and you look, they maybe not have updated it recently. So that sort of gives you a little bit of an edge, maybe,
Hmm.
and then as far as Google, um, we really haven't tried a whole lot of the Google AdWords. We have,
Hmm.
we post a lot of videos, the 30-second videos, we post them on there. That's so if someone goes to our Google page, then they can see, hey, they can see some of our work, our pictures and videos. So.
That's awesome. Yes, I'm noticing that. I'm learning a lot myself about the Google and some of the things like that. And you can post videos. For a long time, I didn't know you can even post videos on Google.
Yeah, I got used to their Google My Business app. I got used to that, and then of course, they got rid of it. So then you had to go into Google Maps now and do it that way to put your photos or your videos on there. So, and sometimes you'll post. Well, I posted videos before, and they're like, "No, can't have it." And then you went through all that for nothing, and they can only be like
Hmm.
30 seconds.
Yes. That's good. That sounds like it works out. It works good for you. What are some of the services that you plan to add that you don't have at the moment?
Um, we sure want to add hardwood floor cleanings. What we want to add to it. Maybe some screen and recoats, but we just haven't got there yet. Where we're a smaller company. I call us a baby company, so we're just not there. Just trying to rock the baby right now and keep the baby going.
Feeding the baby, huh? Yep.
All right,
That's what
right.
they say.
Yeah,
Feed the baby. It's a business.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I understand that. Was there ever time that you considered going with a franchise?
Well, I've struggled with that for years. I mean, I've
Hmm.
struggled with it for years. Don't want to go franchise, don't want to open up, go independent. And don't get me wrong, there's a place for a franchise, but
Hmm.
I didn't want to be that guy. Um, the way I sort of looked at it, I guess, is I have my own job during the day, so I work day shift for a cleaning company, and then at night time I do my own cleaning company. So for me, I felt like that if I went the franchise route, they still had somewhat of a say so, if
Hmm.
you will. Not saying it's bad, and not saying that we'll never go that route. I'm just saying we went independent because that's sort of where I wanted to go. I wanted to focus more on independent by myself. I wanted to make that, whatever decision was made, that I had to sort of make that decision. Hey, this is, what it is, not someone else's. This is how we do it, and you, if that makes sense.
It does, definitely does. Mhm. And it seems like I'm seeing a growth. I know at one period of time, I've been doing this for like 20 years or so, but it seems like at one time, it seemed like I've seen a lot of people going to a franchise. And I myself, I started out in a franchise. Once I ventured out for my own.
Right.
And it seems like now I see a lot of people they're just going straight independent now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there may be. if you don't have, if you're a new and you're not a drive, you can't drive, then, I'd maybe look into franchise. Or if you can't, if you want to have a system that's set there for you, they've already got the system, I'd go franchise. Me, I
Gotcha.
didn't want that system. I wanted to create my own system. But like I said, they do keep you working. So franchise has got its place.
That's correct. Yep, I agree. I agree, and it's not for everyone. And it's not for everyone. Sometimes I think some people can do well just going independent. So my hats off to you for going independent. That's awesome. Do you? And I know you said you work for another company too as well. Do you subcontract for that company on occasion?
Oh yeah, yeah. I subcontract for the company that I work for during the day. I'm their lead supervisor custodian for. They're not a big company at all. They're a small company, but
Mhm.
they've got VCT jobs that come in. And he's like, what do you want per square foot, and what do you want for this job, and I'll tell him, hey, it's what I want, and sometimes we'll get them, sometimes we won't, and it's just it's a good relationship there. As far as that goes, just trying to, build it up. And there's other, like I said, there's other companies, but yeah, we do subcontract work for my day job.
That's awesome. That's good. That's a good thing. So I know hopefully someone can get some encouragement on that, and they may be working for a company and never thought about asking, hey, can I take that next step go from for subbing for you,
Mm.
for that same company that they're working for. And that's a good thing. I hope someone can definitely get encouragement and understand that, and can maybe take that route.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yep.
How long have you been working for your company? I mean, for your at your job?
I've been with my day job for, mm, well, I've been here at this campus for about 15, let's see, I've been here about four, maybe 3 years, something like that, 3, 4 years, somewhere through there. I
Hmm.
couldn't exactly how long it's been exactly, because I've been here for so long. I'm a fixture here now.
That's awesome. So I know there's a lot of trust, and they know your work. They definitely, I know they know your work, know that
Yeah,
you're someone that can be trusted. So
yeah,
that's what sound like a win-win for you and for them. Sound like.
yeah. And this job's pretty flexible. We do one of the big churches here in the area. We do, well, not the big church, but don't know if you ever heard of Southeast Christian Church. We do. They've got a bunch of campuses throughout Louisville and Southern Indiana, and I
Hmm.
think when I first started, well, long story told short, I started with another company about back in 2013 or 14, and I ended up in one of the other Southeast Christian Church campuses in Indiana. And I was like, hey, I'll work here, and I worked there for a little while, and then I met my owner that owns this company, Brian, and he was like, hey, why don't you come work for me over here, and I'll pay you a little more, and I need a little better pay, so I went over here, and I've been here, and we run about 3 campuses, um, and this campus that we got, our biggest is about, I think, 90,000 square feet. And
90,000.
mm-hmm,
That's a lot.
yeah,
Uh,
we got, I think it was around 90,000 if I remember correct.
hmm.
And then our other one, I don't remember how big it is, but it's probably, I'd guess maybe 50,000. And then the other one's probably about 20,000. And we don't, this was the one that has to have a 5-day-a-week person in here. And that's why I mainly stay at this one. But it's been a good thing. And with Brian helping out with, giving us some of the jobs, his VCT jobs, that really helped out.
That's awesome. That's a big campus, 90,000 square feet. Yeah, that's a Walmart. Yeah, that's really big, a big Walmart at
Yeah.
that. What's some of the maybe some of your day-to-day duties that you have to do?
Mainly we just go mainly I have to go through and just clean up after some of the groups that they've got. If they have a Bible study or whatever, we'll go through and clean it up and clean the bathrooms. And it's not, and what we clean today, we may not clean that room for another 3 days. Or the next week, we could clean that room all 5 days. You never can tell. It's always a hit or miss, so it's pretty, they're sort of flexible with that. And that's why I can sometimes go through the day, and not come in here and go there and, go somewhere else on my own and then come back over here at nighttime, clean this up so I come and go as I want. It's not a 9 to 5 type of gig.
Mm-hmm. I see. Got it. Something new each day, possibly, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. One of the things I want to ask you is I noticed that maybe your decision, some people may go, and you said you went with the LLC or Licensed Limited Corporation.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Uh-huh. What was your deciding decision not to go sole proprietor or incorporated or some of the other entities? What was your decision on doing that?
The reason why we went LLC, we just decided to go LLC. I didn't want to be sole proprietor because I want to build the company.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to go sole proprietor.
And that's something as I've seen as a switch as well. I mean, 20 years ago, a lot of people maybe went sole proprietor and that was it. And now I notice there's a lot of people now are going LLC or incorporated and things like that. I know there's a lot of different tax advantages and different things as well than just being a sole proprietor and protections. So that's good. That's definitely good. Let's see. And go through my questions here. For as employment, as far as hiring employees, is that and do you have any extra employees or maybe subs to help you part time, or if you can explain that?
Right now there's me, my brother, and I've got my son part time, and then of course the wife. My wife, when we first started the company, I was like, well, how much would it cost for you to clean a bathroom? She's like, well, so there's no amount of money that'll help you clean a bathroom. I'm like, all right. Won't be cleaning bathrooms. Well, you look at it today, and she cleans bathrooms. She's like, yeah, I'll just go clean the bathrooms. I don't want y'all to touch them. So me and my brother and my son, and me and my brother and son, we pretty much do between strip and wax and whatever. We pretty much do it all. And she's the better waxer, so she's quicker at waxing than I am.
Really?
Yeah, I mean she's quick for what she does. So she's the brains and I'm the muscle.
I see.
So,
Right. I've seen you swing that machine a few times, that swing machine. Yeah. Well, that's awesome then. So she's a good waxer. I know, and it was a period of time that me and my crew, I used to do all the restrooms when we did our general cleans. And I mean, I took pride in that. I didn't want anybody to touch my restrooms.
right.
Well, yeah, no one touched the restrooms. If you got to use it when we first get there. So after I clean it, stay out of it. Don't touch it.
That's right.
So I imagine she probably takes a lot of pride in that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty. I mean, when we first started, she really didn't. She mostly just handled the back office stuff, the running payroll or whatever, and she's good at that. And it come to a point where I was doing strip and wax jobs or whatever on the weekends, and we've got a couple of our accounts that are on the weekends. So she's like, I'll go over here and do this, and you stay over here and you keep doing the floor. So we were like, hey, that's what we'll do. And she sort of just kept doing it. And she's like, yeah, I like doing it. So I walk in there now, I'm like, man, I don't know where I'm going here. But it's good. I really got to give her, she's done a lot, and she does a lot day to day, with one, and she's starting to get where she's measuring out, for square footage for like strip and wax jobs,
Oh, that's
getting
awesome.
the square footage of that. So.
hmm That's awesome, man. That's really good. That's awesome. Do you plan 2023? Plan to add any more to your crew or do any more hiring or anything?
Uh, Well, I'm hoping to. I hope so. Just got to keep going and, passing out business cards and flyers. And we're putting right now, we're in the process of switching up our marketing a little bit. Um,
hmm
and what we're going to do there is we're going to, just to share it with everybody, we're going to put a binder. We're in the process of putting a binder together. Normally, we've just got a card or a business flyer, and we just give them that little flyer, and it's a little
hmm
thick. So we've tried that, and it works okay. But I really don't. I'm not sure in the back of my mind how if they keep that card, if they just go in the office and throw it away.
Yeah.
So what happens with it? But we're going to put a binder together with janitorial services, carpet cleaning, tile grout cleaning, all the services that we offer. We're going to have a
hmm
page just for that, so they can look, but it's going to be in a binder. So worst comes to worst, and I hope they don't, but worst comes to worst, they get a binder out of me. They either get a binder out of me or they get a binder and they get a cleaner. So they get the chips.
That's right. I imagine probably a couple customers will probably pay for it all, possibly. Huh?
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
That's a good idea. And I like it. If you don't mind, if you could tell me, and as far as in that binder, will it be like maybe illustrations, pictures, anything in that as well?
Yeah, we're going to put some, like, on one of the pages, it's got, some of the floor work that we've done for strip and wax jobs. So we're
hmm
going to post, we're going to, the wife put them on thicker paper. Well, it's not paper, it's like
Stock.
the film for like a picture.
hmm
Uh, So she's gonna she used thicker paper, that glossy look or whatever's on it. And so she put them in there. She's gonna put them in there, and we're gonna pass them out. I come up with the idea, and then she just sort of created it. Cause I'm not all that. I ain't got a lot of whatever you want to call it. Creativity. Sometimes I can come up with an
hmm
idea, but I'm sort of, I go through and I'm like, yeah, I like this way. No, I like this way. She's like, I got this. You just sit over here and keep bringing me coffee or tea or Starbucks.
So you the muscle.
Right,
Uh-huh.
right, right.
You the muscle. That's a great idea, man. I never thought about that. A binder. That would be. I think that would be an awesome job. Really, I really think that's a next level up, next
Yeah,
step up from just a
yeah,
flyer.
somewhere, I don't remember where I seen it, but I never could find a picture, really couldn't get no more information. I was like, you know what? And it's really piqued my interest. I'm like, I really want to try that out. If I got, $10 in this binder and I pass them
hmm
out, you know, to these customers, hey, and if they're really a customer I want, pass it out to them, give it to them. And worst comes to worst, they get a binder out of me, but at least they'll remember when they go get that binder off their desk, they'll be like, yeah, that cleaning company dumped it off to me. And then hopefully they'll be like, yeah, we need a cleaning company. Well, we'll call this one. They got off a binder, so here we go.
Definitely bigger than a bad business card. Definitely that.
Right.
That is. That's a great idea. That gave me an idea right there.
There you go. Right,
That's awesome. That's a good one. And let's see. And I think I mentioned, yeah, I think you had mentioned about Google ads, no, Facebook ads. I'm sorry.
yeah.
And let's see. And equipment, for us like equipment, starting out, is there any kind of like maybe advice that you would say to someone that's maybe thinking about getting started, starting out as far as equipment they would need, or as far as and I know a lot of us when we first start out, and maybe we might be in the business for a while, that our budget may not be that great. Do you have any advice as far as obtaining equipment?
Um, Really, what we did is uh, most of our equipment's used. Just to be honest, we bought a
Mm,
lot of our used off of Facebook Marketplace, or
Love
our
that.
it's brand new, but most of it's used in off Facebook Marketplace or a local cleaner. And you'll find good deals. Just once try to know what you're getting into before you buy it. Don't just take their word on it all the time. But you want to try the machine out when you get there and make sure everything's in working order.
I like Facebook Marketplace. I know we get a lot of equipment. I still I've been in the industry for many years, and I still buy used. A lot of times we buy used. Probably, I'm pretty sure the last maybe 10 floor machines we've gotten Facebook Marketplace. So it's definitely a good place to get equipment at, and
Yeah,
especially if you're on a budget. If you like us, if you're on a budget, that's a great place to find it.
oh yeah. Sometimes you'll find good deals. We bought a Kayvac, and we've only
Mhm.
got one right at the moment. But this Kayvac, if you know what a Kayvac is we bought it for $2,000. It's I think a $9,000 machine, brand new. We
Mhm.
got it for $2,000. So
If you would explain, and if I'm correct, is that the machine that you can do? I've seen it. I think maybe on a YouTube video they do in restrooms. It
mhm.
sprays, vacuums. If you would, yeah, if you would tell us, the features of that.
Okay, so what this machine does, you can get them in different sizes. We got the biggest one, I think. I think it
Hmm.
ranges from maybe 10 gallons all the way up to, I think, 20, something like that. And so what this machine essentially does is it's got a clean tank, it's got a dirty tank. So you can spray down water, clean
Hmm.
water, or you can put, um, a chemical. It's also got a chemical injection into it, A and B, so you can
Mm.
pick between two chemicals, and you can spray down, or you can spray down with just water, and you can also suck it up. So we use it a lot on strip and wax jobs, and this
Hmm.
hose is really long. So I mean, you can go out. I think it's 25 feet out, or maybe
Really?
20 feet. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. We use it for strip and wax jobs, and I prefer it over the regular pickup machines. You see. I'd say you've already got a couple of them. Instead of using that, I'd rather just use that big Kayvac because you can rinse it down. You don't have that guy over there having to rinse the floor by hand all the time.
Hmm.
Normally, uh, years ago, we used to go through and strip it, throw down the stripper, strip it, and then we'd go through and, once we did that, we'd have one guy sucking it up, and then you'd have to mop rinse it. And
That's
then
right.
once you did that, you come through again and use the vinegar rinse. Well, I've
Hmm.
eliminated that guy that has to do that. That Kayvac operator can do all that.
Just from that one machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what other applications could you use that machine in?
You can use it in strip and wax. You can use it in tile and grout cleaning. They have and we've got it. We just haven't used it a whole lot. But they've got a what they call a grout getter. So it's got about, I think once you put the wand on it, I think it's like a
Hmm.
1500 psi. But
1,500 psi.
mm-hmm,
Wow.
yep.
Okay.
It's because it's so close to the ground, I think. Now the
Hmm.
pump itself is usually about a 500 psi, but they've got something I guess in there that they say that it goes to 1,500 psi and it twirls around. So when it twirls around like that, I guess it gives it more more psi. But you can find it on YouTube. Just look up Kayvac on YouTube, and you can see some of their accessories. Um, but this wand and that wand that I'm talking about, the grout getter wand, it's pretty uh, like $600. So it took us a little bit to be able to afford it.
Hmm.
But they have that. They have you can use it to suck up. You can convert it over to just a dry suck up machine. Like if you want to use it in your facility to vacuum floors, like
Okay.
carpet, you can put
Oh, you can do carpet with it as well?
yeah, yeah, you can
Okay.
they're carpet cleaning one, so you can clean carpets with it, tile and grout. You can clean your restrooms with it. Um, you can vacuum regular carpet with it. Like if you wanted to just do a maintenance vacuum,
Hmm.
you can buy the accessory for it and make it into a vacuum, just to wheel around. Um, so you can do that. You can also hook a different attachment up to it and clean upholstery. You can clean. I mean, they've got ones out there that'll, I don't know if mine will do it, but I think you can also clean out like coolers, like in the grocery stores.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
you can do the same thing with them. But they're real versatile machines. I mean, I wouldn't, if mine broke down today and I couldn't get it fixed back, I'd have to really go get me another one. It's just,
Really? Is
it's a great,
that important? That important?
yeah, because it's almost like you got a pressure washer, 500 psi pressure washer, and you can go through and you can clean steps, the rubberized steps. They're good for that. I mean, they're just so much they're good for.
Is this are they chargeable or?
You can get them battery operated, or you
Okay.
can also get them electric, and which I've got mine electric
Mm-hmm.
because mine's an older machine. But I mean, they're really good machines. Um, but I've seen also them where they got they're smaller, they're a smaller unit. I can't remember exactly what they're called, but they can almost like an auto scrubber almost.
Wow.
Yeah, it's almost like, well, like an auto, between an auto scrubber and a shop vac, I guess you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So they're pretty cool. So, but I'm telling you, I wouldn't trade it. I mean, they're good machines. And if anyone's around the area and you're around my area, or if you want to come down and, you just want to, you're coming through here and you want to see that machine and you want to play with it, always hit up Thurman, or you can find me on Facebook.
Definitely. Next Derby, maybe next year Derby. I'd like to take a look at it. Uh,
You got to come down for Derby. We've been into Churchill Downs main headquarters. I
mhm.
can't tell you how we got there, but I can tell you we've been there.
That's awesome. I know me and my dad. I know sometimes we try to go. Well, one time it was going maybe every year at some point, but now we try to go every so often, every couple of years or so. We try to go there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
fun. It's a fun time.
It is. It is. Me and my ex, we took our motorcycles there. I guess a couple of years ago. That was a good time. That was a really good time. There were a good chance to ride around. And yes, uh,
There you
sure,
go.
sure,
There you
man.
go.
Yes. And is there any other type of equipment that you would like to add to your arsenal or at your?
Mm. Any type of equipment that I want to add to my arsenal? Well,
Mm-hmm.
um, I'll be honest. I'd like to add another kayak to my arsenal. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'd probably like to add a small, maybe add me a truck mount carpet cleaning unit to my arsenal. And yeah, yeah, I guess I always want to. The wife always tells me, man, you really do want to. You get this one piece of equipment, you get this and get that, and
Yeah.
sometimes we get equipment and um, I wanted a square scrub a couple months ago, and I finally got me a square scrub. So they're
I think
adding
I
that.
saw you on a video, one of those square scrubs. Mm-hmm.
They're really good for cleaning tile and grout off. I put that I can't remember what the brush is called, but you put it on the bottom of that square scrub, and anybody can operate it. I got my 7-year, no, my seven, I think my 10-year-old, she can operate it. I mean, because it don't really move around with it. It's just heavy to push backwards and forth and move it from one
Mm-hmm.
side to the other.
Never used one. I've seen different videos and stuff like that. They look like they really do a good job, pretty efficient, quickly too. Look like.
Yeah, yeah. We did some top scrubbing with it, and it works great on top scrubs. But the only
Mm-hmm.
thing I didn't really like is if it starts drying up, it's got a real bad powder to it from that wax, I guess, for the
Mm-hmm.
pulverized the wax. And once it dries, it's almost like it feels like drywall mud almost if you
Mm.
let it dry. And I mean, I got it on the back of my van, and it took me forever to get that home. I don't know what it was, but I really want to try it. I bought it mainly for I wanted to start stripping floors with it, and I
Mm-hmm.
just haven't had enough. I'm a sort of a I want to try different techniques, but whenever I get on the job site, I'm like, hey, I want to really get into this and get on it. So I switch over to my 175 because I know what it's going to do. So
Oh
I jump
yeah.
in the 175, put the square scrub back on the van. So, but they say they're real good machines. That they are good on top scrubs for sure.
Really. Seems like it would be good on edging, on getting the edges close to the baseboards. Possibly seem like it would be
Yeah,
good for something like that.
they also the square scrub that also makes a smaller unit called the doodle scrub. They're really good
Mm-hmm.
machines for doodle bugging. So a lot of times we've got one of them as well, and we'll use it on the edges.
Oh, okay. You have one of those too, huh? Yeah. So like I guess a power doodle bug or something, huh?
Yeah, we've got the corded one, but they also got the battery operated one. The corded
Mm-hmm.
one it don't have a long cord, so you'll be prepared for that if you ever get one.
I'm sorry, you said it went down the corded.
The cord don't have a long it don't have a long cord on it, so you got to
Mm-hmm.
get used to that. So it's a short, thin cord. So be prepared if you ever get one.
Okay. Yes, I have. I've seen some videos and look at the. I can't remember if it was corded or cordless, but they look like they will really kind of get up against that baseboard or to the
Oh
wall, yeah,
yeah,
and get those edges good.
yep,
Yes, so that's good. Sound like you got a good little arsenal, good stable there.
yeah.
Sound right.
We try to build up over the. We didn't have a whole lot when we first got started.
Mm-hmm.
Bought most of our stuff used, and we're just trying to build up as we go. My first scrubber I ever bought was $150, and I got a scrubber, 2 or 3 mop buckets, and 2 trash barrels. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. And this thing is we call the 175 big one we bought for the $150. We call it
Mm-hmm.
we call it the Hulk.
The hook.
Yeah, that
Uh,
weighs about 175 pounds and
woo.
got a tank on it. You really takes 2 of you getting out of the van, so we just call it the Hulk.
That sounds like a hook, man. It definitely does.
Yeah.
At that heavy, that much down pressure, I'm pretty sure it strips floors really quickly. I imagine.
Yeah, it just man, it just takes everything. She just wife says sometimes she's like, "You want to take the Hulk today?" I was like, "No, not really. I don't want to move it around." We did one. We did a place up here, and we had to do a lot of moving around. And when we was moving around in the facility, I took that one, and man, it just by then day, I was like, I ain't bringing this if I got to do this job again. So it makes quick work, but man, it wears you out moving it around.
Hmm. Yeah, it sounds making my back hurt just you talking about it.
Right.
For someone that's starting out, maybe like today, day one, what would you recommend for them to get the essentials that they probably would need to get started out in commercial cleaning?
I'd get you go somewhere and I'd get you a brute trash can with wheels and
Hmm.
get me a good vacuum, a commercial vacuum, and then I'd get me a skirt to put around it.
Hmm.
And once I put a Rubbermaid skirt or whatever you want to call it around it, I'd probably just get me some cleaning supplies from Home Depot, Lowe's, just to get me started, and I'd go to town.
That's it. And that's enough to get your foot in the door.
Yep. Yep.
Hmm. One of the questions I'd like to ask you is for is networking with others. I know we don't do pressure washing, but sometimes we have people that we can call that does pressure washing. Is that something that you're doing right now? That you're networking with other companies, other companies or other cleaners?
Oh yeah. We network with other businesses. When we were out, and there's things that I can't, that I don't really do. I got a mowing. One of the situations we've had a mowing company that we do
Hmm.
clean for, and so we've also in return we just throw business back his way whenever we see someone. They're like, hey, we don't need your cleaning services, but we do need a mower. Do you know anybody that mows grass? Yep, we sure do. Here's his card. Y'all have a great day.
Hmm. So that's awesome. So if someone's thinking about that, that's another way. That's another marketing tip, I imagine, is networking with other businesses, other companies that does something that you don't do, and maybe vice versa. So that's good.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
it's not a. I learned years ago that it's not really competition in the world. We're all just trying to
Amen.
feed somebody, and that's all we're trying to do. And why not help somebody if you can help them out, and give them work, because we're just all in this world together.
That's right. Amen to that. That's right. No competition.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
No competition.
Yep.
That's awesome, Joe. If you would tell the people that's listening, maybe it's someone in the areas that you clean, and maybe possibly how they can get in touch with you and find you, as far as your social media outlets.
Sure. You can reach me. You can find me on Facebook. Um, and it's my Facebook is my name, Joe Hollins. You can find me there. You can also, I'll just be honest with you. You can just give me a call if you wanted to at 502-403-3526. You can call or text me. It don't matter to me. So,
All right. That's awesome. Joe, I really appreciate it. Is there anything that you would like to say? Anything before we go?
no, I think we're good, man. Yeah, I guess there is. I guess there is. Um, I just want to say, I hope everybody, if you're out there in your cleaning industry, and you get in a hard spot, I know how challenging it can be sometimes being in the, just being in business. Just take it one day at a time and worry about tomorrow when tomorrow comes. Try to.
Amen. Amen to that. That's awesome. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate it. I'm a fan of your work. I've been seeing you for some years now. So the work that you're doing, awesome work that you're doing, your growth. It's a blessing to see that. Thank you for being a guest. Via Facebook Live. We really
Yeah,
appreciate that. Looking
yeah,
forward to meeting up with you. If not, at least by Derby Day, by what's that, first week of May.
I think so.
All right. Hey,
Let me
thank you.
know,
God
man.
bless you. Thank you so much. Peace
Yes,
out.
sir.
Bye.